Alright, what the fuck, man? I don't know. It is what it is. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm chilling. I'm not sure why I'm up. I got some energy drink in my system. It is what it is. I watched this video recently that just had me thinking. And before that, I watched a video by Yvette Carnell. I need to check in on her Patreon, but it just had me thinking, and I'm gonna just go on a little ramble here. It's basically just talking about what I have seen, and I'm not sure if it's more so an issue. I don't think it's more so an issue. I think it's just an aspect of me noticing things and just calling it out. You know what I mean? And not saying that what I'm noticing is, I guess technically, yes, I am saying that it is bad. You know, I'm not trying to be like one of them motherfuckers to be like, you know, nothing's bad in the world. No, some shit is actually hindering the progression of us as people. I don't know how else to say this shit. But I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I've been a fan. I'm gonna just give you an example. I've been a fan of Kanye West. Been a fan, and technically, I still am a fan, right? But I can also acknowledge that Kanye West has garnered a pathway of blackness, for lack of better words, of free speaking and free thinking type of blackness that has almost made a good and a bad pathway for a lot of young black folks. You know what I mean? Because yes, we would like for our brothers and sisters, especially the young brothers and sisters, to be not held in some type of captivity when it comes to their knowledge and thought process on life, right? And the avenues that they have, because that's one of the things that Kanye West have always preached. You're not going to put me in a box. You're never going to put me in a box. Like I just told you what I thought I was, a god. You understand what I mean? But this is where Kanye West and all of the free thinkers lose me, because we can get wrapped up in the aspect of, yes, I can never be in a box. You can never put me in a box, right? But what happens when you're put in the box and you feel as though that you're free? I don't know how else to say it, but that you think that you're free. Kanye West think that he's a free man. I remember Sayari the Kid, man, literally said $4 billion he made history. Really is 6. But until he can see his kids when he want, he ain't rich to me. 4 billion, well, I'm gonna just say 6 billion. $6 billion he made history. But until he can see his kids, he's not rich to me. Same dude that's giving you, I am a god. I am a god. I am a god. You keep hearing that, right? And then you try to be like, wait a minute, who are you trying to prove? To you? To me? Or to you? Like, you can't be trying to prove that to me. Not with the lifestyle that you have had, the things that you said, the people that you've cohabitated with throughout your life. This ain't new to him. This is something he's been doing. It's just that it's basically out in the open. You call yourself a free thinker. You call yourself a god. And what they did to you and your family, your lineage. You understand what I mean? So it's like, I hear y'all. I hear y'all with the free thought. I get y'all. I get it. There's so many ways to look at this thing called life. It's like perspective. It's all perspective. Right? Right? That's what we would like to believe. It's all just perspective. But it's like I feel when I hear that sometimes it's almost like a slight slap in the face to our ancestors that died for your perspective, that shed blood for your ability to be able to say that I am a god. You understand what I mean? I'm not even acknowledging the aspect of, yes, they were saying that back then, yes. But I promise you, it's kind of like the aspect where I remember when people were saying they was quoting fucking Michael B. Jordan when he was playing motherfucking Killmonger. And it says, I quote, Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from the ships because they knew death was better than bondage. Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from the ship because they knew death was better than bondage. And you know how many black Americans ran with that shit? Not realizing the whole purpose of you even being alive and over here is because your fucking ancestors didn't jump from the ship. So are they less than? Is there fear, cowardice? Do you look down upon them? You see what I mean by perspective, my nigga? You see what I mean by fucking perspective? You see what I mean by toxic aspiration shit? I would have jumped off this. That was a choice type shit. He was given that type of energy, right? Because Killmonger was one of those type of villains, which is he was technically a hero to some African Americans, you know what I mean? Because of how he stood for his people. You understand what I mean? His people here. You know what I mean? Not even gonna go into that. That's a whole because let's just keep it a buck. It's Marvel. It's Marvel. It's you understand what I mean? Aspirational. But it's good to have heroes, right? It's good to have heroes. But it's Marvel. Marvel's owned by who? You guys? Who's Marvel owned by? You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. That's neither here nor there. I'm not even gonna get into that because people like to play tits like tit for tat for that shit. I'm not even gonna get into that. But going back to the Sayari the Kid quote where he was basically saying that I don't give a fuck how much money you make, nigga. You're not free to me. You can't be free. You can't even get your family the way you need your family to be. You understand what I mean? You can't be free. We've seen the multiple times deterioration of Kanye West, and that shit hurts. It hurts me to see that shit, man. It really made me want to cry when I seen Kanye West fucking crying in front of Trump. It made me like repulse, like for lack of better words, cringe. Like it made me almost like the skin of my, like the hair on my skin just kind of just, ugh. Like what the fuck? Where? What the late registration? Yay. What the fuck we on? But it's like we also have to acknowledge that he's always shown us that he was a little bit different. You know what I mean? He was a little bit different. It's just that, and man, all I say is every time I see a black person that has the free thought type of talking points and the, free speech type of talking points, it just makes me go back to the Kanye West of the world, man. And it's like, this video wasn't supposed to be about Kanye West, but I mean, at this point it is, right? I don't know. I feel as though when I see black people that are quote unquote free of the rat race or free of the man or whatever you want to call it, like just free, right? It's not that I hate on that. I actually want a lot more of my people to be free, right? But what type of free? Because I promise you, Kanye West think he's free. He just got $1 billion. How many people want to have the mind state of Kanye West? How many black people? I ain't even talking about the other people. Y'all don't even count in this conversation. How many black people want to have the mind state of Kanye West? Well, your wife at the time, that whole situation, your daughter, that whole situation, your actually family, like you heard, if you know about what he said, and if it was true or not, it does not matter. He said what he said about his family abusing him and he abusing his family, him abusing his family. Who wants to go through that for that? Because you're getting the money, you're getting the billions, but you also got to take everything that Kanye West took. Who wants that? Do you want that? And if you do want that, are you really free? Are you truly fucking free? Do you really think that Kanye West is free at that? So I know some black people would be like, man, fuck all that, man. It ain't nothing. I hear black people right now saying that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Meanwhile, they ain't been through a lick of fucking abuse, especially sexual abuse. This is what I mean by like those type of people be calling themselves the free thoughts, the free thinkers. It's baffling to me. And then I also hear the aspect of the people that are truly at peace with themselves, at peace with life, but lose the mission on the aspect of who we are on this plane of existence, who we are of this hue on this plane of existence in this country, who we are in this fucking plane of existence. And they purposely lose themselves. To me, it's like a scapegoat. To me personally, it's like a scapegoat. Because you lose who you are to run away from who you are. And I'm not saying that I don't get it. I don't understand. I truly understand why you would want to. Why you would want to give up your fleshly needs, for lack of better words. Not so much the weed, the drugs, and the sex. You know what I mean? Like, just more so the aspect of who are you. Like, I know I hear some people talk about they're not black, you're just human, and I commend you for being on that such a high level such a high level of thought, you know what I mean? But I look at it like Tone Talks be saying, toxic aspiration. It's aspirational. I would love for all of us human beings to be on that type of time, but I think that that's dangerous. That's why I say it's toxic, because it's dangerous in the aspect of I don't want my people to always be on a lower frequency of thinking. No, I want them to know the top, the bottom, and the in between. And I think that people are taught only you got to be at the tippity top. You got to be at the tippity top, because if you ain't thinking in the high level frequencies on, that just sounds like fucking 19 keys. It's like, if you know, I have a video about 19 keys scamming a lot of people that look like me and calling it fucking the next play type shit. Like, I even invested in that shit. You understand what I mean? It's nasty, because it's like I see a lot of black people that literally scam people with that whole you need to be on a higher frequency type of wave. Get you in a course and selling you some shit that you could read in a fucking book. It's like, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's really sad. And then you also have the opposite. Because what else do you have? If you got the higher, you got the lower. So you also got the motherfuckers like, man, that shit ain't shit, man. That shit ain't shit. Don't be listening to them motherfuckers. You ain't keeping it real, you feel me? You ain't keep getting it out the mud, you feel me? Like, we getting it out the mud over here. You got that low level type shit. You feel me? That's dangerous too. That's dangerous too. So again, I want you to know both the high, the low, and the in between, my nigga. Like, I'm not sure how you would get to experience that for yourself. I don't know you as the viewer, if you're a black person, I don't know where you're at in your life. You know what I mean? I can't explain to you how you would be able to find that. All I can tell you is read. Try to soak up as much game, as much knowledge from the history of us. You understand what I mean? Probably even in your own family. Like, I did that with my grandmother. Like, ask my grandmother, like, you know, how did you feel growing up as a young black woman? You know what I mean? A young black girl. How did your family treat you? You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the reasons why I'm like this anyway, because of my grandmother. My grandmother wasn't a saint, but she definitely taught me, and it's not even just her, but the world has taught me what they do to little dark-skinned black girls. You understand what I mean? And how she had to be a certain type of way growing up. Now, I don't think that my mother was treated very well by her, own explanations of how my grandmother treated her. But I it's sad to say that I understand. How can you show love when you're taught not to show love? You know what I mean? Like, again, high frequency. I know both the high frequency of that shit and the low level frequency of that shit. And I'm trying to smooth that thing on out. Like a hot comb on nappy ass hair. You feel me? It's deterring to see black folk literally be. It's not deterring. That's not the right words. It's beautiful to see black folks on a high spiritual level it's just deterring to see what I know creates, what comes from that type of thought process. All I see is a whole bunch of Kanye Wests. I'm not gonna hold you. I do. I know that there are good, well-meaning, good black people that are on a higher frequency level that don't really, entertain the race comments. You know what I mean? Because we're all human being. Like, I love that for you. I do. Me, I can't do that. It's hard for me to separate who I am as a human being and how this country has repeatedly offended me. It's embedded in my blood. There's DNA. Like, you know how there was a study that has been done, that you remember shit through your DNA. And you know how you remember shit through your DNA? Fear. Now I hear all the people in the background talking about that's why I release fear. I release it. Nah, I want to harness that shit. My nigga. I want to fucking harness that fucking fear, my nigga. Whether it be for my creative art, whether it be for how I speak to y'all and my delivery. Like, I used to always be on some poet type shit. Like, I remember back in the day, I used to always be creative with the words, you feel me? May not be able to put them together the right way sometimes, but, I do a little dibble and dabbling. But it's like, I want to be able to harness that shit, harness that fear, harness that pervasive thought of, how dare this country? You know what I mean? How dare this motherfucker? Like, how dare y'all? You know what I mean? Like, the caucasity. Like, I don't know. I look at it not as a weakness. I don't look at fear as a weakness. I look at fear as I think that humans have socialized us to see fear as bad. But fear has basically been the thing that kept humans alive, especially dealing with people that look like me in this country. Now, it's what you do with that fucking fear. It's how you harness that fear. And some people has transmutated it into a higher level of frequency and a higher learning. I'm not saying that's bad. What I am saying is some people will transmute it into that higher level of learning, and it can be toxic. Toxic aspiration, as I said before with Tone Talks. A toxic aspirational way of being in this day and age. Now, I can go into the whole political shit on, basically use examples of how we have used aspirations, toxic aspirations, when we vote for people, and not actually use the fear of them fucking up or using our vote against us. But that's not our fear anymore, ladies and gentlemen. People that look like me. It's not only our fear, I should say. Because now it's the fear of people that look not like me, not like us. White people, Asian people, Latino people. Now they're fearing the same thing that we have always been fearing in this country. Nobody gave a fuck when it was just us. And here we are. Now, am I saying that this is some type of retribution? All I'm saying is, like Yvette Carnell said, the roosters have come back to the nest. You feel me? Like, it just is what it is. Karma is karma. It just is what it is. History always repeats itself. But I digress. Didn't really want to make this into a political thing. I just want to say to the people that are going about that process of that higher learning, people that look like me in this country, be aware that even the path to hell is paved with good intentions. And that's it. I'm gone. Y'all be good, man. Bunkai.